When people think about retirement, it's normally a hazy idea that has to do with beaches and mango shake. Preparing for it, however, always takes a backseat to other more pressing issues like getting out of debt or buying a house.
There's nothing wrong with that. Those two concerns are truly much more urgent. But if you're not careful, you'll spend most of your productive days on those two concerns, and before you know it, retirement is at your door. It won't be much fun with more debt, a mortgage still being paid, or medical expenses clouding the horizon at the beach. So I suggest making a plan as early as you can, even though you're still paying for your house and trying to get out of debt. That way, you'll finish those urgent concerns with greater focus and move on to retirement planning as soon as you can. Now, look at these 5 simplified steps as you begin. They will guide you in creating a full retirement plan that you can follow with the help of a financial planner. First, consider your time horizon. A retirement plan is crucial whether you're turning 60 in 5 or in 15 years. Your time horizon will determine how much risk you can tolerate and how much return you will need over time. It will also determine how concerned you should be over inflation. Remember that as retirement day gets closer, you need to shift your investments into income-generating and safer ones. I've seen too many retirees lose their money in the stock market right before a crash. That only means one thing. They were lured by the usual high returns before a market rout and did not follow their retirement plan if they had one. Look closely at that time horizon. Accept it. Be guided by it. And whatever you do, turn it into motivation, not a source of fear. Second, think about how much you're going to spend when you retire. Estimating this gives you a goalpost to aim for. You can always revise this later on, so don't be afraid of coming up with a number. What's important is that you have a working idea of how much money you need for retirement. Consider the cost of medical concerns, especially if you're sickly. Severe illnesses can wipe out everything you have, so make sure you know your medical history. Do your research on the expected cost of treating that particular illness. Also remember that it's not true that retirees spend only 80% of what they usually spend during their younger years. You will have more time to travel, visit family, you will want to eat out of the home, and the cost of maintaining your health will be a lot more expensive. Third, how much return will you need to reach your spending goalpost? There are many calculators online that can help you arrive at a number. Your target return will depend on how much you already have in your retirement account, how long is your time horizon, and how much is your spending goalpost, all discussed in the first 2 items in this segment. The ideal would be 8% to 12% if you have more than 20 years to grow your retirement money. If you go beyond that, it might expose you to higher risks. Again, don't get too caught up in coming up with the perfect number. You can adjust this as you go along, but it's important that you arrive at the number. Fourth, how much risk can you tolerate? This will depend not just on whether you can sleep at night when markets are plunging, but also on your capability, your time and commitment in studying investments. More than anything else, it is understanding and knowledge that reduces risk, meaning you have a better chance of getting the return that you want if you're able to handle risk better by investing intelligently. Brutal honesty is key here. You need to be comfortable with the kind of risks that your portfolio is taking. Fifth and last, are you going to leave an inheritance to your loved ones, and how do you plan to distribute them? You have to consider this as the last leg of your plan because dividing your estate can become quite expensive due to the high rate of estate taxes. Taking out a life insurance is a good option, but it is not the only one. You can set up a trust or a corporation. The easiest and cheapest is to leave them cash.
Retirement is one of the most boring words in personal finance. It's the opposite of urgent. But here's what you need to remember. Years can pass by so quickly, and before you know it, retirement is at your door. When it's there, the time to prepare is over.